Hello there. It's been an eventful week, and today is Stephen Lawrence Day. Yesterday, the conviction of a former police officer for murdering George Floyd 331 days ago. I've been asked a lot about how I feel, and I've not said a lot. I think it's because I feel a lot. And for a person like me, perhaps this says something. I feel like my words are not enough. I've been asking myself a lot of questions in the last few days. Before the verdict, when I sat there, I was in bed, I'll be honest, in like 9 o'clock. It's exhausting to see justice done. And when the verdict came through, guilty, 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 I thought I would feel something. Relief, elation. Before the verdict came through, I thought I would feel hope. But instead, and I don't know how many of you felt this way, when the verdict came through, I was surprised that justice would be done. And then I caught myself saying justice is done, and I realized that one verdict, one conviction of the murder of an unarmed black man, in the scheme of the 140 so who have been murdered unarmed in America, and all those harmed in custody across the United Kingdom as well, one conviction is no more justice than eating one salad is a diet. Accountability, perhaps. This is accountability. It's funny how I don't imagine that to be any solace to the family members with a hole in their heart. None of you are responsible, perhaps, for this. I don't know who watches my videos, but I imagine this is very detached from your reality. But I have been saying again and again and again, we must understand that the narrative that the police use and that many organizations use about bad apples, that 15th century, A Cook's Tale, it's from Chaucer's Cook's Tale, about bad apples. We've been using it wrong. It's not a good thing to say we've only got a couple of bad apples, because Chaucer knew something that we should have known by now, which is that one bad apple spreads its rot throughout. But what will you do? After you watch this video, across the course of your day, this Stephen Lawrence Day, there will be an opportunity for you to witness incivility. It might be racism or sexism, it might be something nothing to do with a protected category, but you will spot it. And the question will be, if you are interested in justice, this systemic justice, where the meting out of what is right is normal and habitual, what will you do to sustain that? People like to think that culture is defined by the most common behavior or by our rightful conviction of the egregious offenders, but it is not. Culture is defined by the worst behavior you tolerate. On your next Teams meeting, your next Zoom meeting, your next in-person meeting, what will you do to ensure a culture of inclusion and justice? People never talk about what we lose. We imagine the people murdered by the police are somehow unworthy. But we lose so much, as if we're an ancient civilization sacrificing black blood to the earth in the hope that enough of it will create justice. There's a young man called Henry Dumas, an American New Yorker, I think. He was murdered in 1974 by the transit police. He's a poet, and he wrote this amazing poem. And when people ask me when I think of Stephen Lawrence or George Floyd or anybody else, gone too soon, lost to us, I think of one of his poems. The universe shrank when you went away. Every time I thought of you, stars fell upon me. Make a difference today.